Hey guys, it's me, Gorilla Vandal Savage, just chilling here waiting on somebody to come by because I'm supposed to go somewhere in a minute. But I know I've been away. I know I have not been making videos like I should be. Life's been pretty busy. I have Valentine's Day, my relatives' birthdays, back to back, stuff happened, you know. But check it out. Today, this is a good topic. And the only thing is, I'm just not sure if I'm going to make one video about it or another. But I'm going to get into it. And I hope those of you who watch will like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit me up. Because I got to get those, I got to get the stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So today's topic, I just read online that they are canceling Green Arrow for his eighth and final season, and they're gonna end it on so many episodes. Now, somebody also posted, "What are we gonna call the Arrowverse now that Green Arrow, or Arrow as you know it's really called? I like to just call it Green Arrow because they should just change the title and call it Green Arrow. But what are they gonna call it now that there's no longer Arrow attached to it?" Now, let me first say this: them canceling Arrow, because I used to watch that. I love that. I watched that from episode one to right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was really good. I mean, it lost me a few places, but I've always more or less stayed loyal to the show. Okay, even when they spawned off a lot of crappy shit. Supergirl wasn't really a spin off exactly. It was just an entirely other show that somehow got connected through the Flash and whatnot, which the Flash himself was a spinoff. But let me just say this real quick. I don't think it's a bad idea that they canceled the show. I think, the show jumped the shark. It peaked with, as many people will say, the Prometheus season. But for me, however, though, if I remember correctly, because Prometheus season was like a long time ago, practically. It was a couple years ago. At least at the time of this recording. The Prometheus season was struggling within itself. They start off with one villain, and then Prometheus showed up and shot him with an arrow, and then we just thought this Prometheus guy was some kind of enforcer or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, it really came together towards the end and stuff, and it was like, okay, yeah, this season redeemed its bullshit early on. And everything that happened early does not matter now because this killed it. And it just seems like from then on, they haven't done anything that could top it. To be honest with you, I don't know what else they could do for at least Green Arrow that would have topped the Prometheus season. Introducing Diaz and Caden James and that whole little group or whatever. And then they had 2 seasons trying to fix the not 2 seasons. They had an extra season trying to fix the mistake that they jumped off from with the Caden James and the Anatoly and the Ricardo Diaz thing. So that one season was so bad, it felt like a clusterfuck of episodes. It's like we have an idea of our season. We got renewed for a season. We really want to make this one a really good season that shows you what they do as a team. What is their function here in this city or state or whatever that makes it where we have to, still have vigilantes. And it just feels like at some point they just kind of ran out of ideas. It's just kind of like, what do we do now? Exactly. And then they got renewed for another season, and they tried to fix not fix their mistake, but they tried to add on to the pileup of BS by having Ricardo Diaz as the main villain. And I don't know. I do want to see him get his comeuppance, and I guess the prison fight scene was that, getting his comeuppance, but I wasn't impressed. And then of course they try to put him in the Suicide Squad, which I thought was a bad idea too, because there's nobody on that team that was really kind of like, oh, a good Suicide Squad. Not really. But the other thing I want to say for that show is that if they really are canceling it and they want to start a whole fresh new lineup, because the Arrowverse is really trying to be DC's competition to the MCU, and the MCU is about to restart because they're gonna have this Endgame thing, and now DC's Arrowverse is about to restart because they got an Infinite Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths, or whatever the hell you want to call it. What I think they should do, going along with the cancellation of Arrow, is I think it's a perfect idea to restart a lot of things. Like, continue the show with a series following Slade Wilson, because there's so many elements in there, and I just feel like it's his time. It's his time to tell a great story as an anti-hero. So that way we can find out more about him and what he's, what his character has grown into, create a Bronze Tiger story, because, it'd be really great to see Bronze Tiger, on his journey. But I guess that Michael J. White guy, he's really busy, because I heard he became king of a little city or town in Ghana. I don't know. I think it's great that they're gonna bring Batwoman into the whole thing, because she'd be a great way to continue, but without continuing. She's her own thing. She's in her own city. She's not in Star City. She's not in Central City and that stuff. She's in her own city, her own version of Gotham, or somewhere in Gotham, doing her own stuff. They're gonna have like a whole bunch of heroes to come to her stuff. So it's gonna be pretty great. I would definitely say cancel Legends of Tomorrow. I don't think they've done anything impactful. Nothing at all since their show has been up. I mean, they free floated all throughout time and space with nothing they've done being any kind of consequence or like significance on the whole Arrowverse at all. There's nothing they've done. I mean, hell, Barry Allen has destroyed like time and space once or twice at least in that show. Going back in time. I'm just like, oh my god, I have a headache from him going back in time. Like, please cancel him too. Please. Cancel The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. How do you fix the Arrowverse? A series following Slade Wilson. A series following Bronze Tiger. A series following Superman and Lois Lane. A series following Batwoman. Keep Supergirl. I think that, something can be done there still. Like, if you get the right writers and stop writing it from this douche point of view. It's just like a woman commercial of feminine products practically, and like, go women. We're better than men. That's just what it feels like, and I get lost after a while with that shit. But I always love how they're always reintroducing heroes, and it's a fresher feel than what happens day after day after day in either the Flash's show or Arrow's show. It's still that detective element, but it's still kind of fun and heroic at the same time. And I really wish they would bring back that Maggie Sawyer chick, because I mean, for real, she was like, oh my gosh, her and Alex together were like oh my gosh, I can watch this show. I can watch it. But I don't know. Not even the relationship between Jimmy Olsen, Black Jimmy Olsen, as a matter, I should say, I'm saying that Black Jimmy Olsen and Lana Luthor was anything to me. I was just like, no. But yeah, like I said, they should totally have those theories. I feel like there's another show I'm missing that they need to add to the landscape. It'd be really cool if they could bring back Constantine's show, because I just feel like, I mean, me personally, I have not even seen season 1. I've never seen season 1. From just what I've heard, it didn't sound like anything like what I wanted to watch, right? But the performance I've seen from Matthew Ryan, and the way he was introduced in Arrow, and the way he's kept being ever since, it just kind of made me say, I think with the right writers and the right reimagining and the right, story arc and so and supporting cast, I think he'd do well. I honestly think he would do well. You could introduce Zatanna in there and a whole bunch of other stuff. And definitely keep Black Lightning. But I think it's time to introduce Black Lightning to the Arrowverse more or less. And just kind of, say, hey, there were two Earths. There's the Arrowverse Earth, and then there's the Supergirl Earth. And Black Lightning and Superman and Lois Lane are on Supergirl's Earth. And Constantine, Flash, no. Let's put Batwoman and Supergirl's Earth. And then, just keep Legends of Tomorrow's Flash and Green Arrow and Slade and Bronze Tiger all in the Arrow world, Arrowverse world. And it's like with Infinite Crisis, you have them all come together. Plus, they can meet up some of those other DC properties, like Teen Titans or Doom Patrol. But seeing as how Doom Patrol hasn't really gotten off the ground yet, they're just now starting, maybe it's not a good idea to introduce the Doom Patrol into the whole landscape thing. Maybe you could, like some kind of episode where they get brought in, but then their minds get wiped, or they just kind of go back to their universe, and it's just kind of like, well, we teamed up here, that was great, and, we won't forget you guys, but we still have to discover what it means for us with our, collection of people that we are, We got a guy in a wheelchair, a guy's a robot, a guy who's burned to death, or, this woman who's got this weird elastic skin, a kid who's half robot here. Like, we got to figure out who we are first. We can't just, jump into the whole superhero thing. But it would make sense, though, if they were part of the Infinite Crisis landscape, other superheroes that they're meeting, like Arrow, Flash, and so could put the spark of being a hero into them. So it's kind of like, all you got to do is light it, So it's kind of like, we've been inspired. We just got to find out what our superherodom is and what it means to us, And they spent like 2 seasons trying to figure out like their Doom Patrol name. Like, well, okay, season 1, we come together as a team. Season 2, what are we? I got it. How about Doom Patrol? I like it. That's fine with me. Because I think Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think it'd be pretty corny if like they did their first mission or first big story arc thing. And it's like, what are we? How about the Doom Patrol? And it's like, we're the Doom Patrol! No. 2 seasons of trying to figure out what they are, that's fine. I mean, shit, it took Green Arrow how long to figure out? He's like, I am Green Arrow. It's like, come on, bro. What was that like? What, 4, 5 seasons? He went by Vigilante, Arrow, the Hood, Emerald Archer. I mean, so much crap he went by. I mean, it's just like, dude, just say I'm Green Arrow. It's all you do. I would have been like, I'm Green Arrow once I had Roy Harper on the shit. It's like, okay, I'm Green Arrow, you're Red Arrow. There we go. That's how we do shit. I'm clearly wearing green. You are Red Arrow. Oh, you left the team? Oh, now my sister's on the team. Okay, so Speedy and Green Arrow. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. It took them 4 seasons to even get close to the title of Green Arrow. I don't know, man. I don't know. Even Supergirl knew her name. Supergirl. It wasn't hard. But then again, she did have her cousin, who was Superman. But still. Barry Allen, he knew he was the Flash too. I mean, come on now. It just 4 or 5 seasons to figure out that your name was Green Arrow? Stupid. Anyways. But yeah, like I said, I think this would be perfect. This is the perfect thing that they're doing so far story-wise. I mean, everything else they've done has been pretty much shit. More or less. It's like half and half. More or less. But I think this Infinite Crisis thing is perfect. It goes along with the MC movies. And also, it's a way to freshen things up. To just kind of restart perfectly. Nobody gets written out anymore. Nobody's just kind of like, we gotta kill you off. Nobody's seasons start, nobody's show gets canceled, so the whole thing suffers. No. Perfect. This is the perfect time to freshen up the lineup. Just say, okay, Green Arrow, off. Lightning, go. Supergirl, go. Flash, off. Legends of Tomorrow, off. New titles: Slade, Bronze Tiger, Constantine, The Ray, uh, fuck. Why do I keep getting this like brain freeze? I'm just trying to think. What other shows were out? What are the titles were out there? Superman and Lois, go. Um, I feel like at some point they should introduce Static. I mean, people have been asking for that for like the longest time. They at some point need to introduce Static. Like, Black Lightning is 2 seasons in, and they haven't introduced Static. But then again, it would be kind of stupid if you had a Lightning show and it's like all Lightning people. I mean, it's already Black Lightning and his daughter Lightning, who has lightning powers. So that's 2 Lightning people right there. You don't need a whole show full of Lightning people. You know what I'm saying? It'd be kind of stupid. But all I'm saying is potential is there. And another thing I'd love to see happen too, but I'm sure this is, the politics of TV or whatever, and, the guy who played this character. But I'd love to see them bring back Wildcat. They actually had a guy play Ted Grant at some point. I think it was like season 3 or something. And it was pretty cool, and I loved it. I really did like it. I mean, he taught Laurel how to fight. He helped more or less. And he even kind of contributed to the story in a way that taught Green Arrow that, maybe the sidekick game isn't like, what it is. It gave that contrast, and I really thought it was great. The only problem with introducing his character was it felt like they introduced him and they didn't know what else to do with him. It was like, okay, everybody, Wildcat. And then it's like, okay, and here's his past. And never again mention him. What? And now, in like, even in this season, what's his name? Renee Ramirez, I guess? Renee Ramirez? Is that what it is? Wild Dog? Wild Dog opened his own gym. So you had Wildcat's gym, and I got Wild Dog's gym. It's like, I feel like they didn't connect the dots enough there. What they should have done was they should have had Wild Dog and a few others meet Wildcat. Be like, hey, look, the team's splitting up, but check it out. I got somebody who I more or less trust to keep an eye on you guys. Meet Wildcat. He trained the original Laurel. And then he could train, the new Black Canary, which Dinah Drake, I almost forgot what her name was. He could have trained Wild Dog, and he could even trained Curtis, who desperately needed to get trained in the first place. I mean, because look at him. He almost died against Ricardo Diaz in real life, but he definitely died against Ricardo Diaz in that virtual world thing. So he desperately needed to get trained. Plus, I would have loved to see Ricardo Diaz try to run up on Wildcat. Dude, you want to try to run up on OG Wildcat in this show? No, bro. Nah. But yeah, if they could bring him back or give him his own series, which would more or less, I think they should bring him back because I can't imagine much more to his series. They introduced his sidekick and then they killed him off. So what would be the point of giving him his own series? He just seems too forlorn to kind of come back into the show and be of any, importance, So, yeah. Also, they could bring back Patty Spivot. Yeah, she was a pretty memorable character. I guess just because the way she was chasing after the Flash so much in all season 2 or whatever it was, right? And she seemed really cool. And I would have really liked the idea of her and Flash getting together long term over the idea of Flash and Iris. Or Candace Patton or whatever. I'm going to just say Iris because that's really the character's name. Even though Candace Patton played her. I don't care. Yeah. I don't know. It felt like we all knew it was going to happen, and they just kind of rushed it. It's like, it just really felt rushed to me. I don't know. The one dude shot himself in the chest in season 1. Then it's like, maybe we're gonna go on a date, and then of course they had that one season with what's his name, Savitar, where he went to the future and then went back to the present, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna change things because we weren't married then, but let's marry now so that way things will change. And I thought that was pretty stupid. Even Wally West had to call him out for that. Be like, so that's why you married Iris, because you guys weren't married in the future. And it's like, oh. I was just like, this is awkward. This is it's like being in like a family dispute and you don't want to be there. It's like it really felt bad just to watch that on TV. And like, I mean, I don't know about everybody else there who was in the room when Wally walked in and just said that out loud to Barry, because it just seemed like they all had this reaction like, oh, we're used to it. This is a normal Tuesday. Something happens and people start yelling at each other and somebody needs the room or something like that. Yeah, normal Tuesday. It just didn't really feel right to me. I just said, nah, I can't get into this. No way. But I'm totally looking forward to After Infinite Crisis, or Crisis on Infinite Earths, or whatever it's called. I can't wait. And hopefully, I really hope, I know it's going to tie into Elseworld Story, but I really hope it's going to be better than Elseworld Story. Because like I said in my previous video, I have not seen Elseworld. I still haven't. I've only seen clips and whatnot. But I know, just from the clips that I've watched, the best thing coming out of Elseworld Stories, Batwoman. That's it. Second best, the possibility of Lois Lane and Clark Kent story. That's it. And I didn't too much like that either, because it seemed like the woman who played Lois Lane was a lot older looking in terms of visually compared to the guy who played Superman. Also, I'm really waiting on them to reintroduce, or not really reintroduce, but bring back Lois Lane's younger sister. That girl who was like a military so-and-so. It's like, she was in season 1 and we haven't seen her ever since. It's like, that's the flaw in Supergirl they're doing now that they were doing in Arrow as well. They were introducing people, never to be brought back again. Lyra. Lois Lane's younger sister. Cat Brand. Cat Brand, or who? The one who ran the newspaper place before Lana Luthor took over. Just a few people to know, They introduced them, never brought them back, But, like I said, I'm looking forward to this. When they bring in Infinite Crisis, or, whatever it's going to be called, I'm going to watch big time. I'm going to set my reminder. I'm going to sit down and watch, and nothing's going to stop me on this. I've got to see this. This is the send-off. This is the farewell. This is the goodbye, and I have got to see it. Woo! Hallelujah! That's it. That'll do it for this one. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, and, I hope y'all watch it too. It's on the CW network. Peace.